Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 8, Week 10, Day 5, almost the end of the campaign. Don't forget to finish up if you haven't already. Of course, Season 10, or Season 8, sorry, Chapter 10, Season 8, is ending in a few days, so if you haven't already gotten all the tasks done, definitely advise doing so. Of course, 1 week ago, we covered a video on the new mythic, the Fairy Godmother. And if you did buy the pass, definitely make sure to get her, as she's going to be the best way to do wish gems going into the future, as well as just always at this point, if you happen to get her. Free-to-play will be able to get her probably in a couple months, but otherwise, if you did pay for the pass, make sure to get it before the end of the season in a couple days. Anyways, hope you all had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day yesterday. Of course, in Gems of War, we still are kind of celebrating it, as one of the things that we got for St. Patrick's Day was a week-long Vault event, which of course has been going on all week and is still going on for another 2 days and 6 hours. So this weekend, of course, as well as right now, we will be farming this a decent amount, trying to get as much as we can. We are currently at 22 mimics found and 2 5x mimics found, so 24 total for a 222 as far as how many we have. 22 the first one and 2 of the bigger one. Unfortunately, still have not found the mythic. The hunt continues. We are still looking for the main new piece of content that was added in, well, maybe not the main new piece, but you know, the hardest thing to obtain in the most recent patch, which is, of course, getting this Horde Mimic. Still on the hunt for it. Hopefully we'll get it eventually. Obviously we will at some point, but the hunt continues. So that's pretty much going to be the entirety of this stream, is trying to actually get this thing. So as per usual, let's go over to Golvania, crack out the Explore 12 team, and hopefully have better luck than the rest of this week. No, honestly, we haven't been doing too bad on luck. We just haven't been getting the Horde Mimic. But anyways, hello Isabel, hello Roman, hello Gimli, hello Bill, hello Imperial, hello everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, the hunt continues. It's only a matter of time. But until we have it, we will keep grinding until we do. It's gonna feel so nice when we finally have it, though. One less thing we'll have to worry about. This is probably the hardest thing they've ever added in a patch to actually obtain, though. Like, even when they recently added the curse, what's his name? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. But the one that required the curse shards, the curse runes, it required you to have the whole Soul Forge thing upgraded. But overall, that wasn't too bad, because you could also use gems for it, and once you got it, there was, you know, 100% chance that you would end up getting it. Whereas this thing, we could end up finding like 10 5x chests, and get unlucky enough to still not have it. That's very unlikely to happen, because its rate is a bit better than that. However, it is technically possible we could find 10 5x chests, and still not have the mythic. But realistically, by about 5-ish, I feel like we would. And we're currently at 2. Actually, didn't we just get one last night? Yeah, we did. We got one on Monday, and we got one last night. I was hoping we could cash in some St. Patrick's Day luck, and all we got was 10 guards. We got literally the worst possible chest you could get. So who knows, maybe the next 5 times will be the best possible chest we could get. Or at least something good. Anything with the mythic in it is pretty much the best we could get. Even if the tokens are bad. You've had 9 and no troop? Oh, that hurts. Oh, so that's a lot of grinding. Congrats. Fortunate not to have it after that many, though. I hope we're not in that camp. I'm definitely hoping it happens before 5. Or exactly on 5, because that'd be kind of funny. 5 5x chests in order to get the mythic. Right on the dot. Hasn't it actually been data mined yet what the actual rate is for it? I want to say it's 1 in 4 or 1 in 5. Though I don't think we have enough data, other than if someone has data mined it, to really know for sure. Because from what I can tell, it seems like it's 1 in 4 or 1 in 5. Or, you know, the chance that you get the mimic in the thing. I sure hope it's not 1 in 10, gosh. Could you imagine if there's a 1 in 10 chance to get a 2x chest, a 1 in 10 chance to get a 5x chest, and then a 1 in 10 chance that in the 5x chest is the mythic? I highly doubt that's the case. But I'm not 100% sure. I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. Oh, we got an annual there. And if that was the case, wouldn't that mean 1 in 1,000 chests, basically? If you count it from 2 times. Obviously, a 2x chest is a 0% chance. But if you count them as a chest, it'd be about a 1 in 1,000. So anytime you see any mimic, that whole engagement has like a 1 in 1,000 chance or so that it will be the one. But it does include all 2 times, so if you do it there, we've already gone through 24. I highly doubt it's a 10% chance to get the big mythic though. Pretty sure they would have made it a bit higher than that. I'm pretty sure the chance for the other two are 10%, but I'm pretty sure the mythic itself is probably not a 10%. Hello Logic Slayer, hello Pamela, hello Gadget, hello B-Dub, welcome, 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 hello Mr., hello Jonian, hello Supernova. You're convinced that they're all hard capped at 10 assorted gnomes per day? Well, you mean just the normal gnomes? We've been doing pretty good on gnomes. Honestly, we've been doing pretty good on everything except getting this mythic. I don't feel like we've been doing bad on anything. We've also been getting flooded with verse 2, which is the one I actually need. It's probably been our best week in a very long time on verse 2. Man, my overall loot this week I'm actually really happy with. It's just we haven't been finding the main thing we're hunting for. Which of course is the main thing that we're actually tracking for. Oh, for a second I thought that was like a mimic. It's like, wait, I didn't open up the chest. It's just a useless pet that I already have. It feels good to have pets. It felt weird on Wednesday because the entirety of Wednesday we weren't seeing like a trigger every single hour from the pet. But luckily, there's no pet today, or yesterday, or the rest of this weekend. So now you can get one every single hour. Because I don't think we're getting one tomorrow. I highly doubt we would be. I didn't actually double check the thing, though. I don't believe we are. It'd be kind of weird for them to do so. But it could have been planned ahead of time, and they just forgot. Let me double check. Oops. Let me check. I am pretty sure we do not have a pet tomorrow. No, we don't. Let's see, do we even have a Saturday pet anytime soon? Actually, where even are all the pets? Where are the Wednesday pets at? Wait, what? Wait, I'm even more confused now. There's one right there. Where are the rest of them? That's weird. Why is there no pet in between there? Look at that. That one week doesn't have a pet. Nor does that other week. I am confused. Why is there only one pet rescue here? What's going on with our pets? I was like looking for the word pet rescue here, and it's like, oh, there's none this week, there's none that week. There is one next week, though. I don't know, maybe it wasn't added yet? I'm not sure, it's weird. Because normally at least every Wednesday would be marked, and some Saturdays are. It's kind of weird, because only that one is. The rest have nothing. Are they getting rid of Wednesday pets? Oh, pet was 2 days. Well, I guess it depends what day zone you're in. But, normally my time zones is on Wednesdays for the pet. Which would have been 2 days ago. Oh, why did I think that was an extra turn? I'm like looking at a 3 and it's like, that will definitely be an extra turn. I can try cascading here. I'm doing it. A small off chance we might actually get it. You grinded every day and got no more than 10 regular reverse gnomes? Really? I gotten way more than that. And we have only been going for a couple hours most days. Like tonight we'll probably go for like what? Maybe 2 hours? A little bit more, a little bit less. Probably a little bit more. Definitely the Saturday and Sunday I want to get a bit of a grind on. What do we even need here? Throw that down. Oh, we don't have burn anymore. I'm like, wait, why did not kill you? You don't have triple damage burning. Oh, we got it 2 times. Hey, let's hand out a code already. Let's hand out a code. But first, let's keep going deeper. We must go deeper. Well, that wasn't too bad. We found our first one in 10 minutes. Is today the day? Is today officially the day? I sure hope so. Though if nothing else, the only problem with getting this mythic is it will decentivize me so much to actually grind explore once we have it. No, he's got a standard 2 times. Anything good in it? No, it's just average. Very average. But a 2 times nonetheless. Okay, let's go hand out a code. We've been doing it based on the first 2 times of every stream, and that was a very quick first 2 times, that's for sure. Let me go grab it. But the hunt continues. There's the code section. Where's my actual codes? 1 second. I forgot, we're almost out of codes. And yes, I did forget to message Kafka. Though in all fairness, she's not going to look at it until Sunday night anyways. So it's not too big a deal. Let's see. Put that there. Put that there. Copy the whole thing. And here you guys go. There is the redeem code you use on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code you found in your settings menu. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy paste random numbers and letters. And it gives same word as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Where is it? Right over there. And only usable on PC mobile version of the game. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot and is greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's keep grinding. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to go over, do let me know. Okay, so, let's keep going. The hunt continues. Until we have it. As many as it takes. Yeah, Glory Gnome. Hopefully with 1,000. Glory Gnome, all her drops are so good, but the only problem with all of her drops being so good is the disparity between her good drops and her really good drops are really large. Like, her worst good drop is 200 glory, but her best good drop is 5 times as much. Which is quite a disparity. Meaning that the best Glory Gnome is basically 5 worse Glory Gnomes. And we got a middle range. Which is like 2.5 of the worst Glory Gnome. Soul Gnome's kind of the same way. Except it's a 5 times margin. Oh wait, never mind. Both of them are 5 times margin. Never mind. Literally, they're both literally the same interval. Duh. Because Soul Gnome is 1,000, 2,500, 5,000. And Glory Gnome is 200, 500, 1,000. Which is a 1 times, 2.5 times, 5 times interval for both of them. Relative to the first lowest value. Unless they give you a Volkey, in which case you get a Volkey instead. Also, I've really been keeping track of Volkeys lately. Obviously, our main objective this week is to keep track of Mimics. Which is what that number below us, or I should say to the side of us is. Whatever direction. Am I pointing in the right direction? No, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Like, this is me pointing to the right, but because my camera is inverted, I'm actually pointing to the left. Should maybe change that back. Because doesn't that also reverse text, I think? So whenever I show something that has text, it'll be all reverse-like. I'm not sure why I currently have it the way it is. I think it would make slightly more sense to invert it. Oh, I think I know why. Because if I look over at chat, I'm facing to the left. But it makes me face inwards to the stream if my face cam is in the corner. Which I think that is why I have it. Because normally when I'm streaming, I'll be looking like in this direction. And this direction is inwards with how the camera is right now. But if I have it inverted, I'll literally be looking in the corner of my stream into nothingness. I think that's the reason I have it set up as the way it is. Because I don't currently have any way to put my chat over there. The way my physical setup is, there's no way to possibly do that. Unless I got like a whole second desk or a bigger desk. Are you doing raids this weekend? Oh yeah, we have a raid event today, aren't we? I almost forgot about that. I probably should. I kind of forgot that was even today. I was mentioning the weapon too. We'll make sure to go over that a little bit this stream. I kind of forgot that even existed. Because I was so focused on the Vault event. And normally when we have a Vault weekend, we don't have the other stuff. So I actually completely forgot we actually have raids today. Yeah, we'll go mess with that. I'll do at least the battles for today, if nothing else. We probably won't mess with it on Saturday or Sunday. But, yeah, we should probably poke it. Nothing else. We do get a new weapon from it. It's basically a blue storm. It's basically Jar Vise, but for Glacial Peak, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we do have raids today, which I actually completely forgot about. There was a gimmicky team that I mentioned on Monday that I wanted to mess around with on this as well. So let me go grab this. Click over to the raids. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have to do those earlier battles anyways to even get all the rewards. So let's buy up to the ring, which costs you 210 gems. You can also get in Soul Forge, but you might as well just do the 210 gems. It's better overall value that way. Plus you get to help your guild get to a leaderboard. But there's the new weapon, Ice Sapphire. It explodes a bunch of blue gems, grants a random stats effect to all Glacial Peak allies, and then summons a Glacial Peak troop. Pretty standard explodey weapon. However, one pretty nice thing that it has about it is that it does Blue Storm. I do feel like Jar Vise is going to be better. The main thing holding this back is it creates Blue Storm while using red-green, even though it's exploding blue, which is useful, and it creates Blue Storm off of this. Also freezes first enemy. That's not too bad, I guess. But it has freeze the first enemy, has Blue Storm, but the biggest issue is it's not like red-blue or green-blue, unlike Jar Vise. So this weapon is 14 mana cost, red-green. And the other one, of course, is Jar Vise, which was nerfed to 16 mana cost. However, it gets to do a relatively similar effect, just without the extra stats effect, and for a different summon, obviously. But it does still have the Ice Storm, but the more interesting thing about it is it has Ice Storm while using blue itself. So it gets to mana accumulate a little bit better. It's one of the reasons why its mana cost was nerfed. This is the closest thing we have to Jar Vise that isn't Jar Vise. This new red-green explodey weapon. I already forgot what it's called. The Ice Sapphire. But overall, I don't think it's going to be too useful. I'd almost rather just use Jar Vise in almost every instance. Unless you're using like a really heavy Glacial Peaks team for whatever reason. I don't really see much of a reason to bring this out. Unless you don't have Jar Vise, in which case this could be your Jar Vise alternative. It doesn't work exactly like Jar Vise, but it's the closest equivalent you're going to get in most situations. So if you haven't gotten Jar Vise yet, it could be a decent option if you're looking for something that does something similar. But I still feel like Jar Vise is better, even after its nerf. But yeah, that's Ice Sapphire. If nothing else, it does get Flash Freeze, or not Flash Freeze, but you know, freeze on first enemy. So it's getting Blue Storm and freeze on first enemy every cast. So at least it has that extra freeze, which can come in. Though, realistically, if you're using a Glacial Peaks team, you already have so much freeze that freeze might not really matter that much. Because your team is already really freeze heavy if you're using 4 Glacial Peaks troops, or even 3. Because you're likely using Frost Mage as your hero, so you already have like a decent freezer. So I'm not sure you're going to need that extra little bit of freeze, though it's still nice, if nothing else. What's our mail? Is it just the key? Yeah, it is. It's still the keys. I always make sure to hoard them until the end, just so we know about how much pity we got. And in doing so, I always keep clicking there. But anyways, let's go do the raid event. So I'm going to go use the team that we were mentioning earlier. We mentioned this on the Monday video if you want to go copy-paste it. It is Mang, Freya, Copycat, and Mirrored Queen. A pretty standard Mang into Ray Troop kind of option. However, what I'm most interested in is what will happen when I Mirror Queen the boss. I don't think we've ever been able to do this, because if I'm not mistaken, the first time Glacial Peaks ever had a raid event, Mirrored Halls did not exist at the time. It was that long ago. So I'm curious to see what on earth the interaction is. I'm pretty sure some of you already know. Don't spoil it yet, I want to see. But I am really curious what will happen here. I might even need to go with only 3 troops to be able to do this properly. Like maybe get rid of Copycat or something. Or maybe get rid of Freya, because it's full blocking us on yellow-purple anyways. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what will happen here. Because this is an interaction that I don't think we've ever been able to do quite yet until today. Yeah, you could do it with Doppelganger as well. I guess Doppelganger is technically more consistent, isn't it? If the only thing we're trying to do is copy it. Because Doppelganger does it at 100% rate. So I might replace that for a Doppelganger then. Because it's the only goal that we're trying to do. Like, I feel like this is better overall. But if our only goal is just to copy it, Doppelganger would be a bit more consistent. We could probably change our team literally to a mana accumulating weapon into Doppelganger if this actually does work properly. Because it seems like it's going to be broken beyond belief if it does work. Especially if you're doing the super high level range. And I assume it would work, though it has a bit of a weirder interaction. But I'm pretty sure the overwrite overwrites the overwrite, because it's coded to overwrite everything. Even itself. I'm just not sure which overwrite would have priority. But I assume it will insta-kill anything it touches, even the opposing Zhugoff. Though I'm pretty sure the opposing Zhugoff can also insta-kill us. Which is something that normally doesn't happen with that trait. But that one Zhugoff is different. Yeah, we're almost there. To go test it. Just gotta clear out one more battle. And then I'll go switch up the team ever so slightly. And then maybe a lot if this actually works. I don't even feel like we'd need that much power in the earlier range, but it'll be really funny to do nonetheless. I should have taken the other purple first. Alright, moment of truth. Does this work? Let's find out. Okay, let me go change the what's her name out for doppelganger. So make our... let me go all in, just changing everything. So we're allowed to use any weapon we want, right? So I'm gonna go like a mountain crusher. Change this to doppelganger. And banner to like brown yellow, I guess? Something like that. As long as we have +2 brown, doesn't really matter. Can I minus something we don't actually use? How about red? Brown, green, sure. Let's roll with that. Let's see what happens here. This should be really funny. So, game plan. We take a brown. Oh, first things first. Does this work? It does. Okay, now the second thing. Does this work? Oh! It doesn't! Ooh. It doesn't. However, this can still work. I would just have to keep this Slayer. Aww. Really? Wow, this is a... That's weird. So can he kill me? I want to kill my whole team and figure that out. Yeah, it doesn't kill. Interesting. Yeah, I know he can kill everyone else. Interesting. Oh, I meant to keep him alive. I wanted to see if his Zhugoff could kill my Zhugoff. Or if we're literally in a stalemate. What's the easiest way to do that? I guess make my team a single doppelganger. And then copy him. I'm going to change my team for this next battle. Because I want to see what happens when there's Zhugoff. Zhugoffs are Zhugoff. Is it just going to be like a stalemate kind of thing? Oh, mine isn't traded. True. Because, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Never mind, he would definitely kill us. We don't even need to test that. I forgot, because we don't actually own this Zhugoff. It's a special kind of Zhugoff, so we don't actually get it with traits. Ah, so he would definitely kill us. Okay. That's interesting. Well, we don't need to change much. All I have to do is change this for, what's her name? Freya. And there we go. Alright, now we have a team. I feel like this is slower than trying to win normally, but it's a lot funnier. So we shall do it. Oh gosh, I don't have any good way to kill that. Problem, I can't kill Valraven in first slot quickly. Or any slot for that matter. That's still pretty funny though. But yeah, you can't insta-kill the Zhugoff. Not even with that super overriding one. Because this Zhugoff, normally, if you have an invulnerable on one of your units, he can still hit through it. this special type of Zhugoff. But apparently your version cannot, unfortunately. Do I even need Copycat? I guess it's still useful. I just feel like we're lacking damage. Well, other than insta-kill Zhugoff, that is. This is like the only time we ever get to copy him, so might as well. Might as well mess around with it. It's not often we get to use a boss rarity, or, you know, the special Zhugoffs. The fiery Zhugoff. Oh, what do we need here? I'll take the skull. I'll take another skull. Apparently we're just killing out the whole team. I want the copy first, though. Give me that. I shall take you. There we go. Gotta get the copy in. There's no point in doing that. I just wanted one. It's still funny that this kind of works, though. It doesn't fully work because his insta-kill doesn't fully overwrite. And you don't get to have his indestructible trait. But overall, it still kind of works. You just can't insta-kill the enemy Zhugoff. Nor have the immunity of it because it comes in with no traits. I could take another skull first. Just in case, I should probably kill the Valraven. I forgot I can't insta-kill you, can I? Still gonna try. Go. Do 1 damage. The mighty 1 damage. A little bit of weird that his ability works like that. Because most insta-kills just do insta-kill or 0. A little bit weird that it does 1 singular damage. I'll risk it here. I do feel like we need a second damage source, though. It isn't just Zhugoff killing everything. Because we don't really need more mana accumulating than the weapon. Because it's reaching a point where it doesn't kill anymore. I don't know, what's like his damage source here that isn't useless? Let's see. Frostfire King is from the other snow area. I always keep thinking it's here because it would make sense if he was, but he's actually not. Why does this place have like 0 damage sources? I must just want to do a second Freya. She has fast. I'm actually tempted just to do a second Freya. Because everything else here is pretty bad. Unless we want to use like a Borealis in first slot for freeze. But what are we doing for freeze? We could cast itself, I guess. I could maybe do that. He's blocking my blue for Doppelganger, though. It's gonna double up Freya, I think. And then change banner to like brown, probably brown yellow, brown purple, either or. Probably brown purple. Yeah, that works. Let's just roll with that, I guess. There we go. A nice diverse team of Mountain Crusher, Zhugoff, kind of, Freya, and Freya. Almost feels more like an evasion team than a raid team, but I'll take it. Well, normally your double would be on the front in a raid team. I mean, in an evasion team, I mean. But she has half mana start combined with enchant, so we basically just get to cast twice, which is nice. Feels weird using Zhugoff on an event like this. Normally, the only time you'd be able to use, you know, like a legit Zhugoff is a Karkaroff raid event. However, apparently you can also do it for Glacial Peaks. You just gotta steal theirs. Hello, Gustavo. Welcome. Is this the team you're using right now? Good taste. But yeah, it seems like the way to go. Craft Mana start's pretty nice. And it covers the lack of damage we had with the other setup. I didn't put in the title that we're doing raids. Let's see. Raids with stolen Zhugoff. There we go. Raids with stolen Zhugoff. That sounds about right. It's more like a copied Zhugoff. Infinitely print Zhugoffs. Let's see, I'll take that over. Alright, what's the secondary effect? Is it just an attacking? There's like there's technically 7 different versions of Zhugoff. The 6 that reside in raids, 1 per color, thematically. And then, you know, the normal player-owned Zhugoff. This one just gains 8 attack as a secondary effect, which is a pretty underwhelming secondary effect. Though thematically, the normal Zhugoff's final trait, where he gains 5 to all stats, so this one's a bit different, is kind of reminiscent of that ability. Like his normal Zhugoff gains 5 to all stats whenever it takes a skull. Feels weird not seeing skulls when casting a Zhugoff though, but luckily it uses every color. Which is one big difference with all these weird Zhugoffs that are not player-owned. Though that would be pretty cool if we could actually use all these Zhugoffs, if they added all 6 of those troops. Because we can't play as any of the towers other than Leona's Tower, but the Leona's Tower is not like a proper tower. But like, we can't play with any of the invasion or raid troops. It'd be pretty cool if we could eventually own them. None of them would be that broken. Because honestly, I feel like Zhugoff, though there will be some trolley teams that will run 4 of these special Zhugoffs if it does come out, if that was ever a thing. But I personally don't feel like any of the raid or invasion troops would be that broken. I do feel like they might need to raise the mana cost a little. Like maybe to 40 or something. Because of course he uses all 6 colors, which is pretty broken. And if you break it down per color when you use an explode, it basically has like a 7 mana cost. This Zhugoff right here, or when it transforms, it basically has a 7 mana cost, even though it says 32. But if you're doing a full board explosion, you're accumulating every mana at once, meaning effectively you need 7 of all, which isn't quite the same as a 7 mana cost, but it somewhat is. It's very similar to a 7 mana cost for an insta kill, which is very strong. Let's see. However, everything else about him is kind of weaker. Like, he's stronger in that he uses every color and has invulnerable instead of impervious. However, he's weaker in that his ability on all of the forms are weaker than a normal Zhugoff. And he also has a weaker final trait. Though in all fairness, Zhugoff doesn't really use its final trait that much. Like, it's nice that he has it, but it's not like the primary reason you're using him. 5 to all stats per skull. Like, you get to rack up a bit of stats, but it's not like a huge amount, especially as stats keep going higher in the game. Oh yes, to what you were saying earlier, who was that? B-Dub? Yes, the enemy Zhugoff is immune to insta-kill. However, this Zhugoff's ability is a bit weird in that if he attacks something that has invulnerable, he will kill it. But apparently we can't do that as a player. It must have some kind of extra check when it's on the AI team. Because normally, like if we had a whole team of invulnerable, this Zhugoff would insta-kill it. even though it has immune to insta-kill. All 6 of the special Zhugoffs have that property, but apparently they don't have it when they're player-owned. They just do 1 damage instead. Because I can't insta-kill him, but if we had an invulnerable troop on our team, he could insta-kill it. I want to try it so badly. Fine, we'll kill you with the raid troop. But yeah, there's no reason why they couldn't add all the bosses and towers. The only tower that might be a little broken, though, is the brown-green one, which is basically Gorgotha with invulnerable. Basically, imagine the Horde Mimic, but better. Is basically what that one brown-blue tower is. I can't remember its name. But the brown-blue tower from Invasions is basically a better Horde Mimic. That'd be the only issue with them bringing all of them in. Is that one troop would actually be kind of broken. Oh wait, why did I copy him? What a fail, whoops. I did not mean to copy him. I thought we already had a Zhugoff there, so I was trying to cast Zhugoff ability. But apparently I didn't copy Zhugoff yet this battle. So I just copied, what's he even do? But that was damage we could kill right now, if it was 53 damage instead of durability gain. Isn't Balder from a different kingdom? I thought that was from Stormheim. There's a lot of troops that seem like they should be in Glacial Peaks that are actually from Stormheim. I think the weirdest one of all of them is the fact that Frostfire King is in Stormheim, even though Queen Mab is in Glacial Peaks. Because it's basically just better Queen Mab. Probably insta-kill it before it tries to escape. Yeah, I should. I don't have enough damage there. Yeah, one Enraged Skull kills him. Problem is finding an Enraged Skull. Or any skull. Well, technically all skulls will be an Enraged Skull. That's why did I poke him? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter which one we do. Because regardless, we're killing them with 2 insta-kills. And there we go. I guess it did matter since we got the skull poke there. Can you explain why it's less value to trigger the Palooza outside the Vault event? The reason for this is you get a lower rate of getting Vault Keys than Epic Vault Keys. So during a Vault event, there are 2 buffs that occur. There's an increase to the amount of gnomes that you see, which would have absolutely no effect on the Palooza. However, there's another effect that it does, and it increases the chance of getting Vault Keys and Epic Vault Keys. And this increase to Vault Keys and Epic Vault Keys is the reason why using a Palooza during a Vault event is pretty much the only viable time. Also, I forgot to copy the troop fail. But it's because you get the extra Vault Keys and Epic Vault Keys. Because if you did a Nomapalooza outside of a Vault event, you're probably getting like 2 or 3 Vault Keys total. If you do it during, you're getting like 20 plus Vault Keys total. Very big number. That's the main reason. And pretty much the only reason. Because the other thing that Vault events do has no effect on Palooza, which is increasing the rate of gnomes. Because in a Palooza, they're all always gnomes. But it increases the Vault and Epic Vault Key chance, which is the main reason why you do it during a Vault event. Oh yeah, you also get Pity Keys during it. That too. Though it's more so because of the increased rate of Vault Keys and Epic Vault Keys. But you also get the Pity Keys on top of it as well. Oh, I keep forgetting. Oh, gosh, I keep getting this like immediately, and I keep forgetting to cast Doppelganger. Now I'm stuck without a proper damage. Why did I copy this one? This thing's ability is so bad. It's one of the worst split damage dealers in the entire game, despite him being an epic. He doesn't even get to burn all enemies, it's just one single random one. Even if it was burn all enemies, he'd still be bad. The fact that it isn't makes it even worse. It's just one random enemy. Oh, in all fairness, at this point, one random enemy basically is his whole team. How many gaps do I have to run to get to 20 plus Volkies? 1. Well, it's normally 1. It depends how much you... with Ironhawk team, it's 1. If you're doing Rowan build, it might be closer to 2. But you could definitely get upwards of 20 or around 20 in 1 if you're doing Ironhawk team. Which is any 2 empowers, with one of them being Dust Devil, followed by double Ironhawk. Rowan build, it might require 2. If you don't have access to Ironhawk yet. You want a boss class that turns the hero into a boss? That would be pretty fun. Not sure how they would balance that, though, compared to the other classes. Wait, we could copy Valraven as well. There we go. It's not like we get extra sigils from it, but there we go. We got a Valraven. I'm not sure why I did that. There's literally no reason to. But now we have a Valraven. It's a normal Valraven, obviously. No extra sigils for it. Why'd I give him free yellow? At least it's frozen. Oh, no, now our Valraven can run away. I highly doubt it would. But wouldn't that be funny if your Valraven running away canceled out the loot of the actual Valraven you killed? That shouldn't happen. Though I kind of just want to do it just in case, just to see. I highly doubt they would do that. Because we already killed the thing that drops the loot. But just for the fun of it, I actually do want to do it just to see. We should already have the loot, though. We killed the thing that has the loot in it. But if it's checking just to see if a Valraven has ran away or not, this could end up triggering it. Alright, so we have the Valraven run away. Let's see if we get 2 sigils here. My assumption is we will, but that'd be really funny. Because that means they coded it just to check if a Valraven escaped. And technically a Valraven escaped. Even though it wasn't the one that had the loot. It should give us 2 sigils here. Yeah, it did. Okay. Yeah, it just checks to see if the thing that had it died. And it did. Yeah, let me actually copy this before I keep killing him instantly. I keep forgetting to copy the Zhugoff before killing it instantly. Yeah, Ironhawk was a really good addition to the game. It basically forever changed how farming works. It also made Farish Raw very useless. Like, you can still soul farm with it, but compared to just vault farming with Ironhawk, it's just so much better. Give all bosses 50% mana start. That would be a pretty funny trait. I wish they would add more bosses, though. They were doing it for a little while and then completely stopped, so I'm not sure what the deal with bosses are these days. Because we have, what, 4? Though technically only 2 of them are real. We have Zhugoff, which is the first and best, and pretty much the only one that exists of the 4 of them. there is Cursed Karandera, or Enraged Karandera, I mean, which is basically just a weaker version of normal Karandera somehow, which is kind of funny because it's literally higher rarity and harder to obtain, yet is worse than just running normal one. And then there's the two Hatter and Scroll troops, Hatter Ascendant and Scroll Reborn. And neither of them cost a normal amount of boss-like resources, nor are either of them that good. One of them is basically a budget mythic of Lord of Slaughter, except a weaker version of Lord of Slaughter. And the other one just a really weird lycanthropy troop that isn't that good. But of the boss troops, there's only one usable one, and it's the Zhugoff. Or, you know, normal Zhugoff. I was kind of hoping we'd get one like every year. So far, theoretically, we have gotten more than one per year, but it's a little bit biased with Hatter and Scroll coming in the same year. So far this year, we haven't gotten a single one. Last year, we got Hatter and Scroll. The year before that, we got Enraged Karandera. And I'm pretty sure the year before that, we got Zhugoff. I can't remember exactly when Zhugoff came in. It was sometime around then. And we're out of sigils. There we go, we're done with the event. Actually, we pretty much are. The guild's already pretty much there. Thanks to probably Isabel carrying us once again. Oh, can we get one of each? All I'm missing is a blue. Come on, blue. Boo. Yep, thank you, Isabel. Gosh, is that leaderboard? It sure seems like you should be on leaderboard. Yeah, you are on leaderboard. Yep, 29th. Congrats. Hey, there we go, we're almost done. Still got some zeros in there. People focusing on the other event. No, technically one of them started just to claim all the loot. Really? He literally killed the boss 0 times. He just did the minimum amount of battles to claim all the loot, which makes sense, but still. That's kind of funny. Like, he literally went up to this point, did these battles, and then was like, yeah, I'm done. Because you have to do this to be able to claim the loot for this event. Otherwise, you're stuck on right over here, and you're not able to claim everything further. As long as you do those battles, you can claim all the way to the end. Even if you contributed 0. But anyways. But yeah, we're pretty much done with that. Nice. Okay, now back to what we were doing. Let's go grind this event. So that was pretty fun. It's pretty cool that you can copy the thing. Unfortunately, you can't use his overriding insta-kill to kill himself. That would have been funny. I didn't really show it, but if we had a troop at invulnerable, it would have been killed by the enemy Zhugoff, even though it has immune insta-kill. Because it has a special property that allows it to kill it. And I was hoping that ours could do the same. But apparently the player-owned version of it does not allow you to overwrite it. It just does 1 damage instead. Oh, you're working on getting to the boss? Oh, okay. You know, normally when I see someone like right on the cusp there, it's like, oh yeah, they just did the free battles. Or, you know, they're just doing it to get all the rewards. I think I did that like once when I was on vacation. I don't mind if people do it as long as we get all rewards though. But yeah, it is actually the only event in the entire game where you cannot claim all of your guild rewards if you don't at least get to that point. Invasions, you can, but you're missing out on some loot. Like, there's basically 3 events where you have to do some amount in order to claim the rewards. Events like the Ward event, you could theoretically do nothing and claim everything. But in Raids, Evasion, and Tower of Doom are a little bit different. In Raids, you quite literally have to do 6 battles, otherwise it won't let you claim any of it. Of what your guild progress was. Invasion, you can claim it all, but you get extra loot up to reaching 4 towers, which gives you additional 65 gems and 1 orb. So it makes sense to do it. And Tower of Doom, you can also claim it all without doing any. However, you are missing out on 24 of those color scrolls. So you normally want to do all the way to floor 25th completion. Wait, are you missing out on 25? I forget, is floor 1 a thing? Yeah, it'd be 25. So you're missing out on 25 colored scrolls that you could be getting if you actually went through the whole thing. Which is quite a lot of colored scrolls, given how little Tower of Doom ever rolls around. So it's really high priority to make sure to do that for every Tower of Doom. Speaking of which, next Tower of Doom in a couple days from now. This Monday is Green Tower of Doom. And I'll be messing with the new Mythic as well. I'll be showing other teams, obviously, but I do want to mess with it slightly, as it's the first chance we've really gotten to be able to use the new Mythic in a proper location, where it would actually function correctly. Because we haven't gotten any new factions or anything like that in that time, because, well, we're not really getting any new factions anymore. At least not for a while. So this Tower of Doom will be the first time I'll be able to try the new Mythic that came in this season. With the Wish Gem mechanic. Of course, we've already covered it slightly, but, you know, we haven't gotten to use it in its proper game mode, where it's supposed to be used. Because it's definitely not meant for PvP, that's for sure. It backfires so heavily. Did Doppelganger transform 100% of the time? Yes. If you use Doppelganger on the Mythic, it will do it 100% of the time. Doppelganger's ability is it just copies whatever the enemy troop is. It does that at 100% consistency. It also places Curse on them, though that's kind of irrelevant in that context. Because you can't curse Indestructible. Well, the legend from the place is 50-50. Doppelganger, I'm pretty sure, has always been 100%. Because I believe both Copycat and the Mythic, I mean the Legend, are 50-50. You nearly have 12k diamonds. Is 3 Ironhawk worth it? Yes. Oh, definitely 2. I'm not sure about 3. It depends on how much you plan on using 3. 3 has a lot of instances where it can't be used. It's mostly only good for verse farming, if we're looking to get a lot of verses. I personally don't feel like running 2 is that much slower. Like, it's slightly slower, but it's not too bad. You get used to it. Like, I feel like initially it might be a little bit slower. But once you get used to using it and just click very quickly, it's not that much slower at all. And you have to actually use the 2 version more often than the 3 version. Even though the 3 version can win quicker. Because the problem with the 3 version is its max hit is 20. Whereas the 2 version has a max hit of 25. Because you're doing 10 damage and 15 damage. Whereas the triple version just does 20 once. But there's a lot of battles that can't die to 20. Whereas almost every Explore 1 battle dies to 25. But the main exception being Mythics and some ultra tanky common troops, like the Gates. Like Fortress Gate, Dwarven Gate, that one Anvil thing. Pretty much anything that has 0 attack. I think even Dragon Eggs might survive. They have 0 attack, but they're the lowest durability of all the 0 attack troops. And by 0 attack, I mean base 0. Obviously, they have actual attack because of all the kingdom stats. But their base value is 0. It's hard to tell if a troop has base value 0 in the current state of the game, though. Mostly because there's just so many stats. Used to be a lot easier to tell. There's not too many of them that do. But there are a few that have 0 armor. And I believe there's 4 that have 0 attack. The Dragon Eggs, Dwarven Gates, I believe Anvil does. I think that's the most recent one if it does. But it's Dragon Eggs, Dwarven Gates, or Fortress Gates. Yeah, Dwarven Gate, Fortress Gate. The Vines, which I always call the Tentacles because they look more like tentacles, that one green-purple troop. And I feel like I'm forgetting one. Yeah, I don't recall Doppelganger ever missing. I'm pretty sure it's one of the other troops from the kingdom. Because every other troop from the kingdom has a % chance. But Doppelganger has always been 100%. The main reason why Doppelganger tends to not be used is mostly because assuming you own the troop, it is quicker just to use the troop than to use Doppelganger. So Doppelganger normally is never time efficient. The only exception to this is if you're in a game mode where you are limited based on what you can use, because then Doppelganger can make your team better by copying something that you normally wouldn't be able to have on your team. In the case of this raid event, you can use it for the Zhugoff, which is much better than anything that's in Glacial Peaks. Oh yeah, well, hey, another verse 2. Yeah, Wall of Bones I think is the other one. I always forget that one is, because it actually has an attack gain on it. But I believe its attack base is actually 0. Because it's one of those wall troops. I can't believe we're getting so many verse 2 this week. Been so lucky on them. Hopefully we keep getting them. I've never seen it drop so many verse 2s. So apparently my daily doesn't want to do 2. It gave me a 4 today. A 25% off one, which is basically the same cost because they're already so cheap. I think it's 37 gems instead of 50. I'm still kind of surprised they made them so cheap. When they added verses, I was expecting them to cost like 100, maybe 200. Like I was even saying like, because I think we knew ahead of time that they were going to be coming, but we didn't know their price. I was like saying if it was like 200, it would definitely be worth it. If it was 300, it'd be kind of questionable. From time to time if it'd be worth it or not, depending on which one you need. You'd probably only do it for the one you needed. But then they come out and make it only 50, and then it's like, oh, well, I guess you buy it literally every time. Because initially I was expecting 200, which means a full set would have been 800. But now you can get, with how they actually implemented it, you can get a whole set for only 200. Sometimes even cheaper, it has a little discount thingy. So it's basically 4 times cheaper than the like lowest I thought it was going to be. Which was actually surprising because normally they overprice everything, especially things that cost gems. But for whatever reason, they made verses really, really affordable for how broken they are, or relative to how broken they are for loot. Oh no, I was gonna say thank you for the skull, but then you your barrier protected you. What a weird fight. How have we not won yet? There we go. I was like, good afternoon, easy breezy. Hope all's been well. Oh yeah, and it's finally the weekend as well. Almost forgot it's Friday. I've lost track of all sense of time. Anyone do anything exciting for St. Patrick's Day yesterday? It's a pretty normal day for me. Though I probably will be doing something for Easter in a month from now. Though I'm pretty sure it won't affect our stream. Though I probably won't be doing any stream during the day that day, that's for sure. So we'll take that over. Grab our the poke. 4 more volts and you're off to bed. Nice. It's a good idea to open your keys after the vault event, though. Some people do it during. It's not too big a deal if you do. However, anytime that you're opening vault keys is time that you could be getting more vault keys. So I personally find it better if you're going to be playing at all during a vault event. It's normally better to farm for keys than to open your keys. There's no loot difference, though, either way when you open them. It's just a difference that time during a vault event could be used on a vault event, whereas you can open the vault keys at any point for the same amount of loot. It's kind of like the inverse of a Palooza, where you kind of want to use them only during a vault event, even though you could use them outside a vault event. And vault keys are kind of the same, except they always give you the same amount of loot. But it's more so the cost of not being able to farm more vault event during that duration. So it's kind of like the complete inverse of how Paloozas are. And Arania. Well, we started pretty well. We got a Mimic chest within 10 minutes. Since then, we've not gotten, like, anything. You killed a bunch of gnomes, does that count? Pretty sure most people celebrated it that way in Gems of War. True. Yeah, I'm still surprised they did a week-long thing for St. Patrick's Day like this. Because normally, they don't really do much for St. Patrick's Day in Gems of War. Like, normally we get the special gems. Actually, do we even have them right now? I wasn't even paying attention. Have they removed them already? Oh yeah, they already removed the special gems. But normally you have the special gems. Don't normally do, like, some kind of overpriced pack where you can get some stuff. And, that's it. Like, they generally don't do much for St. Patrick's Day. But this year we got a whole Vault event week for it, so that's pretty cool. I wish they would celebrate every holiday that way. We'll find out when Easter rolls around. Easter we normally get a little bit more for. We've gotten special weapons for Easter before. As well as special troops. I believe that bunny that does 5 times damage to knights came in around Easter. There's like an egg exploding weapon that is completely irrelevant in the current state of the game. But that weapon came in through Easter one year. We got an Easter pets, of course. Of which we should be getting one in about a month from now. I almost said a week. But some Wednesday about a month from now we should be getting the 2022 Easter pet. As well as possibly 2021's one. Gosh, that's a lot of words. 2021's pet. Possibly on a weekend. I wouldn't mind Guild War always being postponed. I don't know. I like Guild Wars. I just hate the meta. Like, I like Guild Wars, but hate the meta. Which literally all of Guild Wars is surrounded around. Because Guild Wars was a lot of fun back in the day. But the meta has shifted, like, so far into the most broken teams in existence. Without any balance patch for such a while. That it has gotten a bit stale due to that, more so than anything. Because Guild Wars would be fun again if they actually balanced the game for Guild Wars. The problem is we haven't gotten a proper balance patch in absolutely forever. The last balance patch was like a year and a half ago, and it wasn't even a proper one, it just changed a few things. Most notably it nerfed Life and Death and nerfed Skeleton Key. Which made Skeleton Key useless and Life and Death basically no different than it already was. I think it was like a 3 mana increase. That's still just as good as it's ever been. Oh yeah, they also buffed Thrall by nerfing Thrall, which is really funny. But hopefully they'll do a proper balance patch at some point again. Guild Wars needs it. How about Guild War without traits? I feel like that would be even harder. Like, it would get rid of all the empowers, but it would incentivize using the very broken Doom weapons. Because a lot of the Doom... Well, then again, all those traits wouldn't trigger then. Yeah, without traits would be kind of interesting. But then again, that's not a trait. That's a part of the weapon, which is a bit different. It really depends if Doom weapon level 10s work in that context. Because technically they're not traits, they're aspects of the weapon. They're actually like a different typing within the game. Something that was actually removed. It was in the very first world event, and then they never did it. So there are affixes and traits. Affixes are actually things that take place when you cast an ability. There is basically no instances of affixes currently within the game, I don't believe. But it was something that was supposed to be a pretty big part of world events that was kind of removed. However, theoretically, every weapon in the entire game still has them. Because that's what those extra perks beyond the 5th one are on all weapons. They were in world event for the very first world event, though I don't think they've been in anything otherwise. I think there might be a few in the underworld when you trigger them. Or, you know, off the, like, the extra reward thing that the enemies get as a perk. But I don't think any of them happen when you cast. Like, some of them do it when they do Skull or something. I'm pretty sure there's no instance of it when it casts other than on weapons. Because they're a little bit different than traits. Because they can't be stunned. Affixes cannot be stunned off of an enemy. Whereas all traits can. Even those extra hidden ones that get added from the underworld. Or the, yeah, the underworld. Because basically affixes are unstunnable traits, essentially. That only trigger when you cast, not when you do something else. But they're basically removed from the game even though they're coded in, which is kind of weird. Have I gotten the Mythic Mimic yet? Nope. We've gotten another 5x chest last night. And a 2x chest today. But, nope, still no Mythic. The hunt continues. The hunt may never end. Hopefully it will. I was ideally hoping by the end of this weekend we could have it. Though I'm starting to think by the end of this weekend we will not have it. Though, it's still possible. Weekend's not over yet. Still got, we still have the entire weekend left. We'll get there. Oh, did I say Thrall? I meant to say Bandit. I'm not sure why I said Thrall. Yeah, I meant Bandit. Oh, make that two 2x mimics. Ooh, shiny. Are we gonna get a third this stream? I sure hope so. Oh, that was a quick battle. Cast Zhugoff, insta win. That sounds like Zhugoff in a nutshell. Come on, third 5x chess. That is not a 5x chess. Anything good? Rainia. Got 2 Rainia. Not too bad. Let's update our number. The hunt continues. Yeah, we're at 24 now. We're at 24-2. Eventually. At some point, we shall get another verse. Not the one we're looking for, but one nonetheless. Specifically 1-3. Wait, you create skulls? Interesting. Crates boosted by no allies. I never even realized he created skulls. Because normally you never get to see his cast. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Because there's a 30% chance he would run away. I think that's the first time I've ever even seen him cast his ability. It's a really bad ability. But I can't recall him ever casting. Oh, sorry, verse 1, not verse 3. There's verse 4. Can you give me verse 2? It's probably just trying to give me one of each. Because we already got 2 2s to stream. Now, if you could just give me a 3, we would have gotten a chain of pretty much all of them together. Aw, no. Getting a lot of good Zhugoff casts. Even though it's pure RNG, what on earth it's gonna do. Oh, come on. I hate when Thoros one short. The one funny way that we can get him up is a Flamer gives 1 mana to all allies, which is pretty convenient in that situation. Also, how on earth was Zhugoff the first one to get full mana? Always funny when that happens. Oh, I needed that hero. Oh, we got crabs. Oh no. We got hits by crab. That's the only bad thing about doing Golvania, though I don't mind it too much. Got all that lycanthropy. Luckily Zhugoff can't be affected by it. This is one nice benefit Sword's Edge has. I'm not sure why I don't farm in Sword's Edge. It's another good location to be doing it in. I'm just always so used to doing it in Golvania that I just stick to Golvania. It's kind of funny because when I first started the game, there was like a bonus thing when you got the banner for a kingdom, but Sword's Edge was like one of the last ones you would reach in that state of the game. And it was annoying because like all the troops I was getting really early on were from Sword's Edge. And it's like, oh, I can't access this place yet. Because the game even gave you like 2 Sword's Edge troops right at the beginning of the game. Yet in that current system of the game, it was like one of the last kingdoms you would ever unlock. That's not the case these days because there's so many more kingdoms were added since then. But at the time, it was like one of the last kingdoms you would unlock based on where it was in this level requirement. Oh, I could have taken blue there for extra turn skull. Really should have. I had a feeling there was something there and that I didn't keep looking, but there was a... If I took the blue there, that would have been extra turn skull into whatever we did. Yeah, Bushka, that's pretty lucky. Oh! Oh, never mind. I saw a mythic thing and it was like, wait, that's a horde mimic? No. Was I that distracted? Aw. I saw the word mythic and it's like, ooh, shiny. From looking away for a moment. I was like, that's the wrong icon. That's not the mythic horde mimic. Oh, normal chests with normal loot. Oh yeah, I didn't do any poll question for this stream. I can't really think of anything. I think we've done a poll like every single day this week. It's always fun to do. ssaszix, welcome. Only 1 mimic since then. Yeah, you can go a while without it. We did a poll earlier and people were saying it took them like upwards of 3 hours, quite a few people. Like a way bigger margin than I would have thought. So far, the longest I've ever had between 2 mimics was 1 hour and 43 minutes, I believe it was. So our average is probably closer to 1 hour. Though this stream we've already hit 2. It's only been a little over 1 hour. Yeah, I think this might be the hardest troop in Gems of War history to actually obtain. From a time perspective. Because even something like Zhugoff, while it requires a lot of resources, you get them passively over time. So you can't really put an exact time value to how long it takes to get Zhugoff. Because there's a lot of ways you passively get progress on Zhugoff. Whereas there's no way to passively get progress on this thing, you just have to get it. And there's nothing that gives you partial progress either, it's just pure RNG. Because at least Zhugoff, you know when you're going to have it. Like, when you have the resources for it, it's guaranteed. Whereas this thing, not quite the case. Yeah, theoretically, Zhugoff upon release took on average a year to get. In the current state of the game, it's literally possible to do if you just farmed this entire Vault event, you could have had it in a week. But when it first came out, it realistically took about a year, if not longer. Though Zhugoff in the current state of the game is way easier to obtain than when it was first released. However, this thing is never going to be easier than how it currently is, most likely. Unless they add a quicker speed to the game, or a quicker team for running Explore 12. But the main difference with Zhugoff is you knew when you would have it. Whereas this thing, it could be literally any chest. But Zhugoff was really easy to know, like, oh, I currently have like 2/3 the progress on it, or about a fourth, or, you know, like I just need to get like 3 more major blues or something similar. Or 7 total blue value, which would be a major blue and 3 small blues. Like, it was always easy to tell how far you were away from getting Zhugoff. Whereas this thing, it could be any chest. Literally any time you click on it, could be the one. Like, there's no indication. Like, you're not getting any closer to getting it as you're farming it. Like, we're just as far from getting it right now as we were when we first started. Because there's nothing that brings you any closer to getting this thing. It's just pure luck if you get it. Whereas at least Zhugoff, there was like a direct path of consistency to get to it. The other problem with it is Zhugoff is actually useful. And while Zhugoff upon release was kind of bad, this Horde Mimic just isn't that useful. Unless it's going to get buffed. It's basically the Stonehammer or Gorgoltha or something similar. Even Gorgoltha I feel like would be stronger than this Mythic. The Horde Mimic, that is. Yeah, Bushka. I don't know, our luck has been pretty average on this. There's a lot of people who already have this Mythic. Though apparently less, not enough for the percent to have moved though. Pretty sure it still shows 0%. Oh, that's not how you check. 0%. And 0.3% have found 2 mimics, or 3 mimics, I mean. Oh, that's interesting. That actually moved up because it was 0.2 when I checked a day or two ago. But it has moved up slightly. But yeah, there's still almost no one. That's getting there. Progress. Obviously, it's not actually 0. Though it is a very small number. Oh, should it be ready yet? I was gonna say, it should be ready by now. Pretty sure it's been ready for like over 20 minutes now and just haven't bothered claiming it. Would not be surprised. You know something I want to cover this weekend? That I should be able to have time to do. I want to cover the tier list for all the hero classes in the game finally. Something I've been meaning to do for ages upon ages. There's a lot of videos I've been meaning to cover. I've just been trying to plan around when the construction people are here. And they shouldn't be here this weekend, though they will be back on Monday. I don't need that pet, right? No. I didn't think so. I did want... Oh, yeah, I didn't do dailies yet. Let me go do that. Got 50 gems here today. Gotta grab our gems. Can't pass up on 50 gems. That's almost the entire cost you even need for the weekend event. Because the weekend event costs 210 if you want to get the weapon. So technically it only costs 160 if you use these gems. And if you use the daily ones you have, it's technically 130. Actually, there's probably enough gems this weekend that you'll get for free, not even counting the vault event, just to do the raid event. There's one thing Gems of War has always been pretty good about. I was mentioning that some the other day too, but they were really generous with the premium currency of the gems. Like, we haven't bought in gems in this game for like 5 or 6 years now. Even though there are some things we buy these days, like the passes to get the stuff and stuff. So we're just spending money in a different way. But as far as physical gems, I have not bought any in probably 6 years. Because the game just provides enough for you for pretty much everything. Unless you're like constantly going for a leaderboard or something similar. Okay, we'll take a green here. Though I'm pretty sure it's cheaper to buy power orbs directly than it is to try to make first place on leaderboards. By buying gems, that is. Because it's cheaper just to buy the power orb itself. Though the only power orb that kind of seems worth it is when you get them in the pass. Because theoretically, if you're already buying a normal pass, it's like a $15 power orb with everything else that comes with it as well. Which isn't too bad. The only problem is you only get one every 11 weeks. And it does require the completion of the world event stuff, though that's pretty easy to do normally. Like, it takes us like, what, an hour every Monday? Which isn't that bad. And next week, we don't even have to do it because we got Tower of Doom. Which means we'll be doing Tower of Doom all Monday night. Anyways, let's keep going. Oh wait, I didn't do dungeons. Wait, let me switch to dungeons. Oh yeah, I just did, never mind. They were so easy, I forgot I did them. Yeah, we don't have to do that. Nothing else is good there. Alright, let's go do some more grinding here then. Switch back to the correct team and don't accidentally use Phoenicia for like 10 minutes straight. Because I have done that before. Hey, another verse too. We're just getting showered with them. I believe that's our third one to stream. I don't even think we doubled up on any of the verse today and we already hit 3 of 2. 3 2s. 2 3s, no, 3 2s. On Xbox, it's showing a 0.12%. Maybe Steam just hasn't updated yet then. That or all the people unlocking on mobile aren't checking in on the Steam version. Because I'm not sure if it triggers when you specifically get it or when exactly. Because there are a decent number of people with overlap on mobile and Steam. And I believe the achievement triggers onto whatever platform you triggered it on. And it could be more people are farming on phone, which is generally the case. More people play on the phone version than on the Steam version. Which somewhat biases some achievements. Because it overinflates achievements that can be automatically unlocked, but then underinflates ones that you only trigger when you're specifically on the platform. Because if a mobile player is playing between PC and mobile, but it's one that triggers retroactively, then it's naturally going to be higher. Whereas if it's one that only triggers when it specifically occurs, like something occurs like that, then it would be a bit harder. For example, I believe the triple mimic one is also like that, where you have to specifically find 3 mimics on the platform and it doesn't retroactively check. So you actually have to manually, you know, have found 3 mimics on the platform. Like, for example, what is the mimic one on Xbox? If I had to guess, it's probably at like, what, 0.7%? Like, I almost know for sure it's higher than 0.3. Because I'm pretty sure anyone moving on mobile to check it is not retroactively having it trigger on Steam. I am pretty sure. Which means its actual rate on something like Xbox is likely 0.7, 0.8 or something. For the Finding 3 Mimic achievement. Is the campaign pass worth the money? The $10 one, yes. The $25 one, questionable. I personally get it just so we could show stuff early and everything. But I feel like the $10 one is worth it. Which gives you all unique rewards. The only difference with it is you don't get a power orb, you don't get like a few out of the little bit of loots. But none of it's unique. But when you buy the normal pass, it's all unique. The $10 one. The other one just gives some of this stuff a little bit early as well as a bit of extra loot. No Weaver gates. Yeah, and some people just don't want to spend any money on the game. Which is definitely possible. Everything in them you can get at a later point. It's a little bit inconvenient to get some of it at a later point, but it is definitely possible. Like, nothing you will ever not be able to get again. The only one exception to that is somewhat the pet, though it's cosmetic, so it's not really that big a deal. Like, the pets have rotated back around, however, so far to this day, not every single one has rotated back around, and none of them have rotated back around twice. But they're just cosmetic anyway, so it's not too big a deal. But everything non-cosmetic in them has rotated around already. For free-to-play players. Okay, it did actually check it then. Okay. I wasn't sure, because some of them it doesn't. Like, I know one of them that doesn't check is use one Vault Key. Or one Epic Vault Key, I mean. Like, if you use an Epic Vault Key on the mobile version, it will not check it off for Steam. You'd have to use 2 Vault Keys, one on each. And I still have quite a few achievements not done on mobile. Just because I don't really care if they do get done. But because the game doesn't retroactively check a few of them. Like, for example, I don't think I have 2 treasure hunts, or 2 vaults in on the mobile version. Because you specifically have to manually do it, and it doesn't retroactively check if you already have. Though one thing that's kind of nice is they did fix that for Puzzle Quest 3. Though they don't have a proper fix for it for Gems of War, oddly enough, even though it's their bigger game. Because they have an in-game achievement system for that other game, and simply clicking on the achievement updates it. So if you already did it on one platform, you simply just re-click the achievement and it updates it for your other platform. To re-trigger the requirement for the achievement. But Gems of War doesn't have a equivalence to that. Are you free to play? Yes or no? We could try doing that. Though we don't have as much of a viewer base right now since it's towards the later part of the stream, but we could pull it real quick. We might have to pull it again at some point. Let's see. Do you spend money on Gems of War? Let's see. Yes, but only the pass. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. I think those 4 options work. Yeah, I put a no Weaver Gate option. I specifically... I have a feeling that one might actually be kind of high. I'll throw that down. Get her insta-kill there. Oh, Weaver Gate actually isn't that high. Currently looks like about 15-ish% for 100% free to play. I have done multiple different 100% free to play alt accounts in the past. We haven't done one in ages though. Some of them got some pretty good viewership too. I just don't really feel like it would work too well in the current state of the game. Not that you can't play free-to-play from that, but I mean, like, there's a lot less to go over that we haven't already said a billion times. That's interesting. The pass and only the pass and free-to-play are almost kind of even. Let's see. What's Weaver Gate? Oh, it's, what was it? Last October, last November? There's basically an issue where everyone was trying to get Weaver in the event key drop table. And the game itself said that Weaver is in the event key drop table, but Weaver was not in the event key drop table. So a lot of people spent, like, thousands of event keys to try to get it and then never got it. I mentioned in the Monday video that it was like that, but obviously not everyone checks our videos or checks the forum. And it was just a big controversy because I don't think they actually reimbursed any event keys for everyone who got gypped from it. So there were a lot of people who spent thousands upon thousands of event keys trying to get a Weaver and then never got a Weaver because there's a literally 0% chance. And the game itself said that Weaver was in the drop table, even though it wasn't. So it was a really big controversy that led to a lot of people stopped paying on the game. Or paying money into the game. Because I'm pretty sure not a single person got reimbursed on event keys. Like, they did some kind of reimbursement thing. But for anyone who spent thousands of event keys, it definitely wasn't enough to compensate for what was lost. But I did mention the Monday video that week, so hopefully it saved some amount of people. Because it was already obvious, like, weeks in advance, there would be an issue with it. Which is kind of weird that they didn't do anything in advance to, like, tell people. Or anything. Like, it was very obviously going to happen. Let's see. Because there was a weird interaction where there was a mythic the prior week. It was the first time it ever happened. But there was a mythic available the following week. So it overwrit the drop table with just that mythic. Which is an interaction that has never actually happened before, but is very likely to occur. Hey, another verse 2. Gosh, we're doing so good on verse 2s. I still can't get over how many verse 2s we're getting this week. Like, just today, this is our 4th or 5th one. I think it's 4th. Like, I have more verse 2s today than every other one combined. Which is good, because I actually need that one the most. How do we know what's on the drop table? There's no way to know for sure. Other than just kind of knowing. If that makes any sense. But, Healdor is in the drop table now, yes. They end up posting that on the forum when that does end up happening, or when that one specifically happens. They don't do it for every single troop that used to be in the drop table that then comes back into it. Like, for example, the glory troops, which aren't available for a month after the fact, but then are available again. Like, they don't normally post when those things happen. However, they did mention that when all the Nexus troops came in. And yes, King Healdor is in the drop table right now. As well as all of them that were originally money locked. The only thing that isn't is the weapons, which you have to wait until the next Nexus event. But if you're looking for any of the troops that were available during the Nexus event, they are all in the drop table right now. though the chance you're specifically going to get them is obviously very unlikely. However, they are technically in the drop table if you open keys right now. Though very unlikely you're going to specifically get them, but you could. But they are indeed in the drop table if you're just looking for one copy, though it might take a lot of keys to try to find it. But they are there. Hey, another Mimic chest. Perfect. Could be a King Haldor and those other two. The Mermaid and the Lion, I think it was. I can't remember its name. But yeah, all those that were originally money locked from Nexus are in drop table. And the weapons will rotate back around whenever a Nexus event comes around. Also, getting them is a lot easier during a Nexus event. Next Nexus event is likely sometime this summer, though we don't have an official date currently. Let's see. Do you think Haldor will be craftable eventually? Yes. I don't think he's rotated yet, but he will eventually be in the Soul Forge for 800 diamonds. When exactly that will happen, the Legend drop table takes like almost half a year to rotate, so it could still be a while. Like he didn't even. Oh, ooh. But yeah, he happens like not even half a year ago, and it takes the Legendary drop table I think a little over half a year to fully rotate, so it could be a while. Like it's almost more likely we'll see a Nexus event before we see King Haldor in available for diamonds, so it could happen soon. But look at that, double Nisha. Oh, we even got a medal upgrade out of it. Nice. How many medals do we even have these days? I haven't really been paying much attention to them. We are at 10 Nisha medals. 10 on the dot. It's kind of hard to see that's 10, but there we go. 10 on the dot. I'm saying 10 as it's showing 8, but you know. We can see that's 10 because 2 of them are set right now. But yeah, 10 Nisha medals. No spare tokens, no spare badges, just exactly 10. We should upgrade something. I'm not going to, though. I'm still holding out for the one mythic. I'm just waiting for them to eventually add one that is just so good to upgrade that we do it instantly. I'm waiting until something like that happens. Oh, I click in there. Anyways, let's go keep grinding a little. Probably go for a few more chests. We'll probably do what we did last week, where we do like a bigger one for Sunday. Because we're going to be staying up anyways to go record the videos for Sunday. So we'll probably do another big stream then. And hopefully that stream will finally get this troop. Who knows, maybe we'll get it before then. Likely not, though. Oh yeah, I didn't update the thing. That was a 2 times chest. I'm going to go update our numbers. We're now at 25 2 times. And 2 5 times. Still no mythic. That means we've been grinding for this for about 27 hours. Not all this week, but in total since the patches come out last Tuesday. Or last week's Tuesday, I should say. Because approximately we're getting about 1 per hour on average. I'm not sure what the exact time frame has been. But approximately it's been like 27-ish hours. In total since last week's Tuesday. And still no mythic. Is the Lovers Nexus card in the key drop table? Yes. Lovers is available in Vault Keys. Similarly, the chance of getting it is pretty unlikely. However, it is 100% in Vault Keys. They happened at the exact same time that the Nexus troops came in. A little over a month ago. But yes, the Lovers are in drop table. Specifically the Vault Key drop table. Though do keep in mind you could open 500 Vault Keys and still not get it. Also, it is advised to open Vault Keys after the Vault event, so you can spend the actual Vault event grinding for more Vault Keys. But, yes, I believe their rate is like 1 in 100 chance, but it gives you a random card every single time when it does. Or, you know, a tarot card. So it could give you the new one, could give you one you already have. But yes, they are in drop table. So it is possible to get it, just very rare. And obviously, they're only specifically in Vault Key drop table. As are all the Vault troops. Or I should say, as are all the tarot cards. Because the tarot cards actually are associated to kingdoms. But they're all considered Vault drops. The AI Zhugoff doesn't hit through invulnerable. Wait, it doesn't? It used to back in the day. Because I remember in the past using Invulnerable on it when like ellcarjen came into the game or something similar, and it didn't work. But does it actually work now? That might have been changed in one of the patches. Because back in the day, like when raids first came out, or around that time, he used to overwrite invulnerability, or you know, that one trait that had the extra immune to insta-kill. So maybe he just doesn't anymore. I'm not sure when that change happens. Because I know for sure he used to be able to. Because it would prevent the player from using 4 indestructible troops to just cheese it like crazy. Though most people don't bother doing that, especially with how the restrictions are. You normally can't even get away with it. Because you can only do it with the 6 Dooms, Zhugoff, or ellcarjen. Oh, or that one, Leona's Tower. I should have taken that red. So based on our poll, it looks like about 2/3 of people pay. About 1/4 are 100% free to play. And another small part, making up to about 1/3 between the two, are now free to play since Weavergate. Actually, how many people voted for Weavergate? Based on how many votes, it looks like 3? 3 people. Of the almost 50. I feel like a lot of people didn't stop because of Weavergate, though I feel like anyone who stopped because of Weavergate are really passionate about why they stopped for Weavergate. Which might seem like it overinflates the number sometimes. Because I feel like a lot of people stopped paying due to Weavergate, but it could just be that every single person who stopped because of Weavergate is just super vocal about it. FOMO is real, true. Though the one that's the highest ranked on our poll, there's nothing FOMO related to that drop table. Like, doing the pass makes sense, but you're not missing anything if you don't buy extra resources. You're just getting more stuff quicker. But yeah, buying the pass I could see kind of being a FOMO thing. Because even though you can get most of it, if not all of it, later, it's just really convoluted how you do it to such an annoying degree where it's just easier just to buy it more often than not. But most of the purchases that they have in-game that aren't the pass don't actually give you anything unique. It just gives you what already exists quicker. Yeah, prior to the passes, I would say I was almost entirely free to play. Like, I spent some money back in the day to get, like, Dragon Armor when it first came out, because it was basically the equivalent of Death Knight Armor. Obviously, Death Knight Armor when it came out, because it is Death Knight Armor. Because they were both basically passive, just solid increases to farm time. Or, you know, decreases, I should say, to farm time. Theoretically, any amount of VIP level is the same. However, they were a lot more reasonably priced relative to the VIP levels. And then once they started doing the passes, I started kind of paying for that as well. Or I should say Isabel, because Isabel has actually paid for almost every single pass we've ever had. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I haven't really fixed the description, which I really need to go, like, completely overhaul what our description currently is for all of our videos. But she's definitely the highest donator to the channel, and is greatly, greatly appreciated because it allows us to do what we do. No, I'm not VIP 10. I think I'm at 7. I want to say 7. We're like halfway through 7. No, VIP 10 is like $790. I think we're at 7, which is roughly like 300, 400 something. I can't remember the exact dollar amount. But, sorry, we're halfway through 8, not 7. Yeah, we're halfway through 8. Which I think is like 400 something dollars. I can't remember. The way that they have it's a little bit hard to calculate out, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I know that you need 790 for VIP 10. Which, we're not there yet, obviously. And that's over the course of 7 years. Which means that we've approximately spent $80 a year currently, approximately. Somewhere around there. Which isn't too bad. If you consider like a subscription system to a game. Like that's basically what the passes are. Gems of War's equivalents. Because it basically comes out to $5 a month. Not even, because it's once every 11 weeks. Oh, he just lycanthropied my thing. That's unfortunate. I was going to cast that for Thrall, and now I can't. That'd be funny if he transforms, because that would actually be bad for me. What even is this battle right now? There we go. That was such a clunky battle due to that lycanthropy proc. Normally it's not too big a deal. Other than Bandit, any troops you shouldn't unlock all traits? There's some that are situational, where there's no way to like activate or deactivate. For example, Leshy is a troop that has immune to Entangle. That if you're ever bothering to use it, it actually doesn't want to have immune to Entangle. However, I'm not sure if I would advise not upgrading it. I personally upgraded mine. But, because if you're using Leshy, like if you're going out of the way to put Leshy on your team, the main gimmick that you're using it for is the enemy has something that boosts ratios off of attack. Either something like a, what's that one? Not Ursaluna. I wanted to say the one from Pokemon, not Ursaluna. What's it called? Urskea, what's it called? Ubistet. Like if they're running an Ubistet that boosts ratios off of all attack and play, or if they have Charm or something similar. Like those mechanics, you'd want to have 0 attack on your entire team. But the problem with that is Leshy's mechanic that entangles your entire team and the entire enemy team, which is really good again in those situations, has one backfiring mechanic where if you have immune to Entangle on... Oh, Gargoyle is... No, Gargoyle only boosts based on their team, though. The Leshy still helps with it. But I'm referring to things that boost based on your team's attack, which are mostly just Ubistet, Charm, and anything that directly hits you based on what your attack value is, which are a few weapons and a few other things that do. Like, in all those instances, you want your whole team to have 0 attack, and Leshy can do that. However, Leshy has immune to Entangle, which means you will not be getting 0 on attack on him, which means he's actually more beneficial to have no immune to Entangle on, despite the fact he has immune to Entangle trait. I personally have mine fully traded, though he is one of a few where he's actually stronger without Entangle. Because 99% of the time, if you're using Leshy on your team, you're doing it to counter an attack boost ratio on the opposing team. There's currently nothing meta that's attack boost ratio related, though if Ubistet ever becomes a thing again, you can start seeing Leshy come back. Honestly, Leshy might be one of the reasons why Ubistet can pretty much never come back. Because if Ubistet ever became meta, everyone would just start running Leshy on defend team or something similar. Ubistet used to be good, but if I'm not mistaken, Leshy didn't even exist when Ubistet was at its peak performance. I wouldn't even be surprised if Leshy is a troop that they added just because, to stop like as something like Ubistet ever being super viable again. He was already nerfed into the ground prior to it existing, though. Ursaluna. Ursaluna actually is kind of strong in that new Pokemon game. What's even funnier about Ursaluna is in the mainline game, it might have actually made the previous form even better. Because there's like a weird item in Pokemon where if the Pokemon isn't fully evolved, it gets like more stats if it's holding a certain item. And there's a good chance that its pre-evolution form is actually the stronger form now. Because it just gives so many stats. There's not equivalents to that in Gems of War, unfortunately. Though there's a lot of low rarity stuff that's already good in Gems of War. That doesn't even need an extra bonus. Because there's no, like, bonus in Gems of War for using a lower rarity thing. Some of them are just good. I guess the biggest bonus in Gems of War for ever using something lower rarity is their lower mana cost. Because generally speaking, in Gems of War, the higher the rarity, the more mana cost they have, which is why most mythics are in the 24 range or somewhere around there. Whereas most rares are around like a 10 mana cost or so. So you get the benefit of having a lower mana cost, which is very useful for quicker battles. Which is why Thrall is so good, a common with 6 mana that feeds mana like crazy. I think we're going to make this... actually, we'll go for one more chest after this chest. Then we'll probably call it a wrap. Ah, nothing good. Okay, one more chest. We gotta get something slightly less pitiful. And then the hunt continues this weekend. Also, probably no midday stream tomorrow, by the way. I do kind of want to try doing one this weekend, though. But I might just be posting some guide videos. Because I did want to finally get something recorded for Gems of War, because we've been pretty behind on it this year. I wanted to do so many things for it. Just haven't been able to record during the day most days. But they shouldn't be here this weekend. So they will be back on Monday. Okay, we'll take that down. Yeah, there's some Leshy teams that are actually pretty good. Like, for a common, it is surprisingly decent. I wish they would add more low rarity things that did something that unique. Because there are quite a few that do something strong enough that they're actually viable, like Thrall. But there's so many more mechanics that they could end up doing if they really wanted to make commons a little bit more, you know, like, make them actually usable. Because there's a handful of them that have some really interesting utility purposes that are used ever so rarely, but are still very useful. Leshy being one of the most noteworthy ones. I wish we would get more troops like that as well. Things that do a negative effect to both the enemy team and the your ally team. One of the most useful ones that could ever do that is if we ever get a low rarity troop that poisons everything. Not just all enemies, but your entire team as well. Because there's quite a few mechanics in Gems of War, or even bleeds everything, would actually be even better. Like bleed the entire enemy team and bleed your whole team. Because there's quite a few mechanics in the game that trigger when you take HP damage. So if you build an entire team based around taking HP damage, maybe some kind of orc that bleeds your whole team and the enemy team simultaneously, something like that would actually be really, really strong. Because there's a lot of traits, particularly under orcs, but also under quite a few other rarities, or, you know, other troops, that do something every time you take HP damage. And bleed at state 1 does 1 true damage per turn, which is exactly how much you need to procure an HP trait, while also, you know, basically even the benefit of it, where you exchange 1 HP per turn in order to trigger your trait. And even if you're paying like 3 HP per turn, once you get it to a second stack of bleed to refresh it, it's still pretty good value for most of the procs that you can have. It would make quite a few things useful as well, like humility. Like humility, I feel like it was a lot better in the past, though as stats keep getting higher, it becomes a little bit less relevant. But if there was a consistent way to bleed it on your own team, like it would actually be pretty good. Oh, nice! We get to end with a mimic. Nice. Okay, let me go. Actually, I won't update the number yet. What's up to 5 times? Alright, this is the final one of the stream. Also, we found 4 mimics tonight. That's 2 per hour. That's not too bad. This was a very successful mimic stream. The drops have been kind of underwhelming, but the number of mimics have been pretty nice. Let's see if we can actually get a 5 times here. That would be 2 5 times days in a row. Oh, I could take a 5 times red there. Whoops. Speaking of 5 times. I was like, hello, Millie. Welcome, welcome. Hope all's been well. You stopped playing after Wish Gems came out? Well, Wish Gems will be gone in a week. If you don't like Wish Gems being around, this is the very last week. They will be gone on Monday. Oh, we got normal chest. Oh, we got Rainia's, though. Double Rainia, double Orpheus. Oh, yeah, we got double Nisha earlier stream, too, which was pretty cool. Yeah, there we go. That's not too bad of a final chest. Better than a guard Yasmin that we were getting earlier. But anyways, guys. Oh, you just reached 40,000 Underworld Renown, too. Nice. Isn't there an achievement for it? I think there's one for 50,000 as well. I can't remember. They're probably going to keep adding one for, like, every 10,000 milestone. until they reach like 100,000 or something. Though currently you can't even get that high, though they probably will in the future. But anyways, guys, we'll be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 2 hours prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our main goal shall continue, farming the Vault event while trying to find this thing. We've been doing pretty good on Mimics. What is that now? 26 2 times Mimics and 2 5 times. Obviously, only the 5 times have a chance of giving it to us. However, we are still hunting for that Mythic. We'll get it eventually. And the hunt continues. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget, it is still Vault event, even though it's been a Vault event all this week. You still have 2 more days and how many hours? 2 days and 4 hours to farm, so highly advise doing so. This is the best time to ever be farming in Gems of War. And there's still 2 whole full days of it, so plenty of time, all the way until Monday reset time, so still got plenty of time. And of course, we'll be doing that again tomorrow night and Sunday night, as we always do. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Enjoy your weekend. Best of luck with everything. Stay safe out there. And I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching, as always. Greatly appreciated. Goodbye, everyone.